Created player, created player. Created player, created player.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy P-NiCe, and you are here on the P-NiCe show. And you already know, if you want to live life, mess with P-NiCe, baby. Today, I got a very, very special guest, man. Like, movie producer.
Yeah, I threw that in there.
Record label exec. You know what I mean? Manager. Basketball league owner, man. Come on, man. I've been doing my research, man.
Yes,
What's up, man? I got Mr. Chris Gotti in the building, man. What's up, man? How you feeling, dog?
What's good, man? Thank you for having me.
Man, for sure. It's always love, man.
Believe that.
Want to get straight to it, man. First of all, how your mental, man? How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
One day at a time, man.
Yeah.
It's really, that's all you could do.
Right.
One day at a time. You know, my brother's here right now.
Yeah, I can dig that. He here in spirit with you, man.
He's with me right now. So at the end of the day, that's all it could do is just take it one day at a time and keep pushing forward.
Right. I got you. Yeah. It's crazy because he passed February 5th, right?
The 5th, yes.
That's crazy because that's a sensitive day for me as well. My mom actually passed away on my birthday, but her funeral was on February 5th. You know what I'm saying? So anytime them 2 days come around, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's something that you just, like I said, I don't know how to deal with it. You know, one thing in the hood, we grew up with a lot of loss.
Right.
You know, homies and everything. It's just hit different. This is my brother.
You gotta just take it one day at a time.
And I never thought he wouldn't be here with me. That's my younger brother. So it's like we had all these plans to doing things, and now he left it for me.
Right.
Without him here, and that's the shit I be.
You gotta keep going though.
You gotta keep going. Keep moving, man.
You know what I mean? One thing I did when I took my loss, just stay busy. That's how I cope. You know what I mean? Stay busy. You know what I mean? I traveled a lot. You know what I mean? Have fun. Yeah. Surrounded myself with a lot of people that can put smiles on my face and stuff. You know what I mean?
Is important.
Yeah, and don't let nobody tell you how to cope, how to heal. You know what I mean? Oh, you doing this, you acting like, man, don't worry about nothing they talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit is crazy. For me, it's just his birthday just passed not too long ago, the 26th. It was his birthday. And it hit me that day more than anything because we always get together for his birthday and do stuff. Yeah, it hit me actually not that day. It hit me the next day. I just
next day?
Yeah, I went into the bathroom in the morning and I just was stuck. You know? Yeah. Well, it was the first time that happened to me ever. Like,
how do you cope?
Craps. Yeah. If I go and roll the dice, I could kind of zone out. And that's real shit. You know, when I was younger, it would be basketball and craps. Where I could go play ball, I could go hoop and not think of nothing. And now, I don't really have that like way to be out of my mind with that shit with basketball, but I still got craps.
Right.
I'll go out and fuck with the crap table and just sit there and zone out.
I got you.
And that's something that me and him did. Me and my pops and him, we would always go out for our birthdays and gamble.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna carry that on for his birthday all the time for sure. You'll find me at a crap table.
Right. I can dig it. So even though that's your younger brother, what's something that you could say he taught you? Not about the industry, nothing like that, just about life, period.
You know, this is the second time someone asked me that, and that's at all the interviews I ever did, no one ever asked me that. So that's dope. Work ethic, focus. Irv was a different level of focus. When he locked in on something, it was different.
Right.
He showed me that and taught me that, and that's something I will never forget, right? Because when you're talking about business and the things we all have, all these things we doing, we got to be able to be focused, laser focused on it if you really wanted to win. And he taught me how to do that. He showed me. He more than taught me. He did it. He let you watch it in real time. You know, Irv was super focused when it came to anything he wanted to do. He was locked in.
Right.
That dedication is something to marvel at because that's not easy to do.
So I'm gonna get straight to the chase, right?
Yeah, let's talk about
Cut the
it.
chase. You doing movies now, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Balling. We here.
Ballin'.
Come on, man.
Look,
Balling
so-
the movie. Shout out Lance and Safari and my whole cast. Trey Cheney, Brenda Paulino,
Yeah.
and Rebecca. And shout out Eva. Shout out my partner Rich and Andy to help me put this all together. And I'm out here just talking about this movie right now.
Right.
Again, it's a sad moment. Again, when we was talking about my brothers, that he didn't get a chance to see it, and
Right.
I wanted to show it to him before he passed, and we never got a chance to. He was always moving and
Right,
I'm
right.
moving, and I never got. So now he's watching it from up top. But
Okay.
he never got a chance to see the movie with me physically.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all good. He see you, man. He see you doing a real good job.
Oh
too,
yeah,
you know
he
what I
see
mean?
the work. I know he's like, oh shit, I didn't know.
Right. So look, the movie.
Yeah.
I've been doing my research, man. The movie actually being number one.
Yeah.
For consecutive weeks. at a
3
time.
weeks.
3 weeks straight.
Yes.
How do that make you feel, man?
I'm on Tubi. It's number one on Tubi for
Yeah.
Black independent films. Very important they understand what that is. That's Tubi has what they call Tubi Originals, which is the ones they pay for, and then
Okay.
they market and promote it. Tubi will market and promote it because they own it.
Gotcha.
Not my film. They don't own it. It's on there. They don't do no marketing and promoting.
Okay.
They released the film without telling me.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How they do that though? Do you have those
Tubi
certain?
does that a lot. It's weird. It's because it's black film. Trust me.
You
This
didn't
is-
have a set date or nothing like that?
They never gave me one. I was waiting for one. So your movie, you submit it and it goes to quality control. And then once you get quality control, you're supposed to get a date. We approved quality control. They never gave me a date. And then it was released without telling me. And
Wow.
it still went number one with no marketing and no promotion. This God's work. This
Boss.
Irv is up there pulling some
Boss.
strings.
The
Yeah.
boss. Yeah.
He's up there pulling some strings for this shit.
That's crazy. I don't see how somebody would do that. Like
Especially
it's like
when
they
they're
want you to
your
fail or
partner.
something.
They
We
don't
ain't gonna
care.
say that, but they don't care though.
They don't care. They didn't
Yeah.
put no money in it.
Right.
See, it's like business. If you don't put no money in, how much real effort and care do you really care if you invest in something?
Mm-hmm.
So they just take the movie and they put it out on their thing. It didn't cost them nothing. It's digital,
Right.
and then now it's sitting there on there, and someone can watch it.
Right.
And now they put commercials inside of that, so they'll make anyone watch it, whatever the CPM is for that. That's how much money you'll make for someone watching that movie.
Hold on. What's the CPM?
That's the way that you get paid. That's the ads and the price they pay for the ads that's in your commercial.
Okay.
So every time someone watches it, it's worth $5, let's say.
Okay.
It varies. It could be $20. It could be.
It all depends on the commercial.
It depends on the algorithm of the push of the movie. So
Okay.
that algorithm push is very important because that's how you get to a higher CPM and you'll make more money.
Got you. How do it make you feel though? You doing your own independent film. Tubi releases it without you even knowing.
Yeah.
So you couldn't promote it, right?
Yeah.
And it still hit number one.
I'm telling you, I'm in shock still. And
Yeah.
like I said, I put it to my brother, like he's working it up top.
Right.
You know, how did it happen like that? Look, Tubi, with that said, is still the best place for black film. Independent black films, because they have over 110 million audience that could watch your film. That is our culture that's there watching
right.
it. So how else you gonna get to those numbers if you don't have your people there to watch it? If I went and put this on, let's say a Peacock, and I love Peacock and Netflix and all, I love all them other platforms, but the reality is our culture's not there.
Right.
I would have to make a different type movie to get over there to have the success.
Got you.
Right? And that's the difference. You got to know where you put in your movie to know if you could have a chance to be successful or not. So
Right.
when we went through all of these platforms and I spoke to a bunch of them, Tubi was the best place to be.
Okay.
You know, because I know my coach is there, and they just proved it by us. We over 3 million streams in 3 weeks. That's crazy to me.
3 million?
3 million.
Oh, you popping.
That's big, right?
Yeah, that's big.
I know I'm not bugging, like, you know, because it's the
that's
first
big.
time for the film for me, and I'm like, that's a number, but I'm trying to stay humble and calm because I
Right.
think I could get to 100 million.
Right.
That's really the goal. Is I want 100 million, 200 million streams on that shit.
You haven't even,
because when I do that, they gotta fuck with me different. P, you understand?
Exactly, man.
Now they gotta talk to me.
It's
nice.
a whole different budget now. Yeah, it's a whole different budget now.
Yeah, they like, wait a minute, this dude must know. He might know something.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you got Lance Stevenson in it, man.
Yeah, shout out Lance. It's fun.
From
I'm
the
telling you,
NBA
beautiful.
to the movie screen, huh?
Yeah. First time actor. And I had to teach how to act. But what's shocking even more is the soundtrack. He's all over the soundtrack.
Is that right?
Made an incredible soundtrack. Put him in a big room, put a big studio, and brought in a producer, and we went and made some music, man.
Okay.
Lance did his thing. Again, I bet he probably shocked himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what happens when you have the right people around you and everything. There's nothing you can't accomplish.
Right.
But we made the movie soundtrack same time. It took 17 days to shoot the movie.
That's it?
Oh, yeah, we get busy.
Oh, y'all was moving.
We get busy.
Oh, you was working?
Yeah.
Okay.
17 days.
There was a lot of different locations in the movie, too. I watched a lot of different locations. Come on, man.
That's the money.
Come on, man. I'm paying attention to everything,
a lot of locations.
man.
Again, and we did it, man. That's it. It's me and Rich and Andy. Those are my partners. The name of the company's Arc Films. That's Andy, Rich, and Chris. That's the Arc.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So it's Arc Films. That's the new company. But those are my partners. And again, you only as good as your people around you. So
right.
Whenever I hear this, that's a compliment to them because they help get all of this done.
Right, I could dig that. So when you did the casting for the movie, did you already know exactly who you wanted to play each part? No. Or did people come in and audition?
The reality is Rich had this script. My partner Rich, he had the script. He was chasing me down to get involved. And I said, I can't do it right now. I'm busy. I got this and that. And then finally, I read the script and I had the time.
Right.
And when I do that, Rich already has a cast.
Oh.
Because he's trying to move forward, you know?
Yeah. He
already had people, and I basically started changing up that whole cast. I said, nah, we're going to do it better than that.
Right.
And Lance, I had a vision for Lance as the lead, and the question is, can he act?
Right.
So I had to put him through a rigorous acting that is my class. It's not like someone else. And we got that nigga to act, man.
Yeah. Hold on, you said your class, not somebody like you was teaching him how to act?
Well,
or you got somebody to teach you?
We would do Zooms with all of the actors. So if I'm the production company, see movies, I can't go start shooting a movie and you can't remember your lines.
Right.
I'm gonna waste too much money and time.
Right.
That's why 17 days we was moving. It would have been quicker, but my director had to do something for Mary J. Blige in the middle of us shooting, and I let him leave and come back, so it made us prolong a little bit longer. But 17 days, but I had to get them ready. So when you could read, if you read a script, it's one thing to read, it's another thing to actually physically move with the person you're talking to.
Right.
You know, here we are talking, and you see my hand gestures, I'm talking. I can't just sit here and be stiff and
Right. You gotta go with the vibe.
So you're going with the energy and the vibe of it, and they have to learn how to get into that mindset of the script.
Right.
And that's when it gets good.
Got you.
That's when it gets good.
Yeah.
And you know, in the beginning they get a little tight, but you get them through that because they're all learning how to be in front of that camera and relax and act. You know, even, you know, he would always tell me, let me know how I did. So I would film the scenes and then show it to him. Like, I'm not going to let you be whack.
Right.
You know, he had to trust me.
Yeah.
Like, if you ain't good and not believable, I'm going to say we can't do it again.
Right.
Change it. I'm not going to leave it alone. If we moving on, it's good. Trust me.
Yeah. Okay.
So he had to have that trust with me, and we did that even with music, the same thing. You know?
So I told him, was he rapping already, or you put him on?
No, he was rapping. He would rap and made music already, but he never was in a big room. He was never in a big studio. He never really had a producer make music with him to finish the thing and organize a record.
Right.
Like, he would just go and rap.
Okay.
So I kind of showed him the game on the flip side, and now he's a fucking beast. Okay. He's really good. Like, when you listen to the music, put him up bar for bar, he's really spitting. Like,
yeah.
He's really spitting.
I gotta go listen to the soundtrack. I didn't even know it was a soundtrack.
Oh, that's the Black Drake.
Yeah.
Lance Stevens is the Black Drake.
Is that right?
He's singing and everything on these records.
For real?
Yeah.
Lance ain't singing.
When I tell you
Lance ain't singing.
I promise you.
Come on, Chris.
I promise you, go get the soundtrack. When I tell you, he would come up with them hooks and chorus like this.
Yeah.
It was just helping him with organization and kind of making the music go with it, and then that's it. But he would come up with, man, the dude is super talented.
Easy work.
Yeah, but that's talent. I've been in the studio with all types of artists.
Right.
Oh yeah, he could do it.
Okay, so look, when y'all be doing the what you call it, man? When y'all practicing the script with each other.
Yeah, reading.
When you do the reading,
doing the readings, yeah.
It's just on Zoom now. Like you guys all don't meet.
That's how we did it. I would take a scene, the actors that's in that scene. I don't like giving up my secrets, but it's all right. Because I know niggas is going to jack me, because that move right there changes the game for niggas.
Save a lot of money.
Time is money.
You got to fly everybody out.
And you're going to get better quality performance from these newbie actors. This ain't like we got Denzel Washington and, all of these types of names in these films. We got my man that was in the barbershop. He want to act. We giving him a chance. You know what I'm saying? Right. Basketball player want to act. Let's go.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you got to understand that, and that's really that's how we kind of finessed it.
That movie was a cold twist. I was looking at it. I'm like, okay. Then I don't want to give up too much.
It's all right.
I watched
go watch it.
Yeah, they gotta go watch it.
They gotta go watch it. But 3 million people watch it. Maybe a few more will go get it now.
Man,
I need to keep that numbers moving.
Hey man, you really and you got Safari in it, man.
Yeah.
I fell out laughing when I seen
Let me
Safari.
tell you, he set it off.
Yeah.
It's like, yo,
cold. As soon as it come in, when Les walked in the house, and he giving it, I was like, oh, he made that. I was like, oh man, that's
Let
crazy.
me ask you a question.
What's happening?
Did you know that's this dream? Do you know that's Lance's dream?
After
when he go back in the movie,
when it went off.
Remember, he goes in the movie.
I knew it was a dream.
A lot of people didn't realize that's a dream. I'm like, he wasn't really fucking his wife right there. That was a dream. That's Lance dreaming that he's doing that.
Right.
And he's in the car in the beginning, if you remember. Mm-hmm. And then it cut back later. The cab driver wakes him up.
Yeah.
And if you see, he's
like, I've been trying to wake you for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you. He killed it. Fresh. Shout out Fresh.
He funny, bro. He was funny.
The Haitian cab Uber driver.
Yeah, he was funny, man.
But Lance, if you look, he's in the same clothes, and then he wakes him up. So you're supposed to realize that first opening part is a dream sequence.
Right.
And now it's really happening. That's when he comes in and he walks in the house, and I don't want to explain.
Right.
But that's when everything changes, and his wife wasn't with Safari right there.
Right.
So yeah,
it was dope though, man.
That's his dream.
The funniest part of the movie was when I seen you with it, man. Hey, I fell out laughing. I'm like, oh man, look at Chris.
You said the funny. Wait a minute, this is a drama, man. P, don't tell me it's a comedy. But what's funny? Lance was like, man, every time I'm on the scene, it's bad. Like it's, I was like, he wanted some comedy, but Safari added comedy with some of his shit. And then again, only because you know me, I add comedy, but that's it. But if you
that was hilarious to me, bro. You got the glasses on.
Yeah. That's how my lawyer, or Irv's lawyer in our trial, Jerry left court.
Okay.
He wears glasses, and whenever he wanted to make his point, he snatched them off his face.
Oh yeah.
And talked to the judge and the jury. So that's where I jacked that move. I said, I'm gonna act like left court.
That shit worked. That shit worked. Got niggas acquitted, huh?
Yeah, facts. But it's crazy because I freestyled that line. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you slice it, it's still murder. That's a fact, because I technically cracked the case in the movie with the information I gave the detective. Yeah. I cracked the case, and I'm letting them know that they can say whatever they want, but this is murder. This isn't like by accident. Someone got killed here.
Right.
But this movie was based on Alfred Hitchcock. You know who Alfred Hitchcock is? He's a filmmaker.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He had the big belly, and he walk into his thing, and then he would always have a movie that every movie he made, he was in it.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do that.
Right.
Like this is my Alfred Hitchcock moment. Me and Rich is in it. Rich is my partner. Rich, Andy didn't get in it, but Rich is talking to the Jams, 99 Jams. You know what I'm saying? When he's talking to her at the radio station, and that's when he found out Jalen King was shot and everything, and his wife was charged for the shooting.
Right.
That's Rich, my partner. So he wanted a cameo, so that's his cameo. So in all our films, we're gonna make cameos.
That's dope.
Next one, I might be a crackhead or something.
What's that director name, man? He did Friday and he did Set It Off. He always F. Gary Gray.
That's my man. Shout out F. Gary Gray.
He always in the movies too.
Yeah, he get a part
got small
too.
scenes.
That's again, but we really jacking Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, for sure.
And the movie, the storyline is from one of Alfred Hitchcock's movies called Dial M for Murder.
Okay.
With all the plot twists.
Okay.
We just made it for our culture and our people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we did with that. But
So
yeah.
y'all hit 3 million.
Yes.
With the movie.
Yeah.
Why do you think the movie is connected so much with the people?
I think when you're on Tubi, you're looking for content that is just entertaining. Your standard is probably lower than if you was watching a big film that might be on a Netflix or a Hulu.
Right.
So you go in there for entertainment, and I believe we did that. You give an hour and 20 minutes. We didn't make it too long. But you watched that movie from the very beginning to the end, and it just kept moving from scene.
It made you want more too.
It made you want more.
I was mad
when we had our fucking premiere.
I was mad at that.
We had our premiere in Miami.
Yeah,
the theater was going crazy. We
right?
did a Black Film Festival, American Black Film Festival. So we premiered it for American Black Film Festival in Miami, and the theater was going crazy.
Yeah,
they was good. Like they talking to the screen. Everything. Yo, we had an incredible screening for the American Black Film Festival. We're gonna do another one the end of August, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of screenings, like watch parties.
Okay.
I want to do one out here.
Okay.
I want to do a watch party, bring in the cast.
Yeah.
Like the leads, and let them do a Q&A with the audience. After they watch the movie, just ask questions, take pictures, red carpet, have some food, some drinks, and we out.
Right. Oh, so when you guys do film festivals, it's not just one film festival and that's it.
Ja had his film in that film festival. He's in a film that he was in the film festival. A bunch of others, Denzel Washington, Redman, Method Man, had films they was in and presented in the film festival. So we was with all of them.
So for the viewers that don't know, what exactly does a film festival do for the movie?
Exposure. That's what a film festival is about. It's about exposure, and a lot of films may not be financed or need money for marketing and promoting, and you have people like that might be there. You have Netflix was at ours, Amazon was there. So things like that, they're in the theater watching your film, and we're talking to all of them, so it'll lead to deals. It's on Tubi, but it'll be on more than Tubi in a minute.
Right.
You know, we'll get on Amazon, we'll get on not Netflix. Netflix is harder. But Amazon, Peacock, and a bunch of others. So it won't be just on. Look, if you're selling a hat, you want your hat in as many places as possible to sell. Right. Movie's no different. I want to put it as many places as possible.
Got you.
Yeah.
So when you go to the movie festivals, or the film festivals, is it like a whole day of films that just viewers go watch?
Well, it was in days. It was like a week of this film festival. So one day there's about 3, the next day is another 3, and so on and so on.
And out of those movies that's there, does somebody pick it up?
That's what they're hoping
I'm gonna pick it up. We're gonna put it in theaters.
Yeah,
put a budget behind it.
Theatrical releases is hard to come by. You don't see new movies released, right? Just thinking, forget anything. You don't see it.
Yeah.
And if they do get a release, it's in there for a minute and out. It's like boom, boom.
You know, I noticed that recently a movie hit the theaters and it was gone like 3 weeks.
The live streaming is where it's at. These companies paying big money for the live streaming side of it.
Got you.
So they send it there because those ads that I was talking about earlier, they add the fuck up.
Right.
So that's really what they do. And then a company like Netflix, Netflix has paid subscribers. You got to pay. They got hundreds of millions of people paying them. I don't even know what Netflix costs today. I think it's like 20-something bucks.
Yeah.
So think of Apple Music or any of them.
I don't. You know what? It's crazy. I don't even know how much it costs. It just comes straight from our account. I don't even pay attention to them.
Right
They
off
probably
your
charge me
Apple
extra.
account
Now.
is pretty much right how they get you. No, this shit is vicious, but that's how they get in, and that's how they could pay for everything there. So if let's say they had, let's use simple numbers. Let's say they had 100 million paid subscribers at $20
Right.
a month. They're making 20 million.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
$200 million. Am I right? Yeah.
Monthly.
Every month.
Yeah, I gotta give me a nice app, man.
Yeah.
I gotta give me a nice app or something, man.
Yeah, it's not bad.
For real, man.
And they claim that they don't have money.
Right.
But that's the money they're generating monthly, guaranteed over their
Right.
subscribers.
So look, congratulations, man, on the movies,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Like for
And
real, I really took
soundtrack.
my and the soundtrack. I took
But the
my hat to
movie
you,
is
bro.
very
Salute.
important because I never did a movie like this.
Yeah.
Is the first. I've been part of movies. This would have been my fourth one, but I never did it from start to finish.
Right, right. Congratulations,
And
on that,
my
man.
partners.
For real,
But yeah,
for real.
thank you.
Moving forward, the CPL, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. The Clash Pro League. Come on, man.
Man,
People that know what the Clash Pro League is, this man owns a street basketball league,
a
man.
professional street basketball league that is paid players, paid coaches. I pay for everything. And it's a short season. I love the short season because every game means something.
How long is the season?
It's 7 weeks.
Oh, that's it?
7 weeks and we done.
So is it 7 weeks?
Really, 9 weeks. Sorry,
including
9
playoffs
weeks.
and everything?
9 weeks, including playoffs and championship. 9 weeks.
Okay.
If you want to include combine and media day, 11 weeks total.
Okay.
Not even 3 months, and we finished.
Is it consecutive weeks?
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday it's up.
Every Sunday is up.
It's like you changed the cultural experience of the street ball stuff, man.
If you've seen the highlights and go
I
watch
seen
it,
some.
it's crazy.
I've seen them.
The crowd, it's only going to get better because this year, what did I do? You know, every year we always got to get better at whatever it is. This podcast, you got to be like, next year I got to be able to do this, and this to add on and grow it. I went to influencers and said, I'll give you the team. I didn't want to sell the team. I was going to sell the teams. I said, fuck it.
Just give it to them.
All you have to do is promote my teams. You're the owner of the team. You promote it, and you do X, Y, Z. I'll give you the criteria what you got to do. You do that, and it's your team.
So how do they get paid? Or do the influencers have to pay them? Or
the influencers, who the players?
Yeah,
the league. We're the league. We pay everybody.
Okay.
So you're an owner. You didn't put up no money to own a team. You just have to market and promote my shit.
What?
Yeah, because if I get the sponsors, if I go and get, if you're a big and you do your job, that should lead to getting big sponsorship deals. Or should get to someone wanting to say, I want to buy into your team. How about that? You own the team now. You could sell it and put an evaluation on it. Everything has to be legal approved, meaning you can't just sell it to anybody. We're gonna make sure, that's a good person, not a good person.
Right.
I don't want drug dealers buying teams. That's not business for me.
Right.
Shit like that. So, but you get the right person, and you could put a valuation on it and say, I'll sell you 20%. Let's say it's $1 million. Give me 200,000. They gotta. We get a piece. They get a piece.
Right.
But it's their money.
So when you give the team to someone, right?
Yes.
Is it already a full roster team and everything?
It's a turnkey
coaches
solution.
And everything.
Now they could change things. I asked them not to change the coaches for 1 year.
Okay.
Just the first year. So we implemented that because these coaches put blood, sweat, and tears in that first season with me. And for a new owner to come in and get rid of them, I would say, without seeing their work or value and what they do,
that's just unfair. Right.
So I gave them time, but I also gave the coaches 10% equity of the sale of any team for being the first inaugural. I try to help everybody.
That's dope.
So they gotta, if a nigga was to sell a team for $10 million, they getting $1 million.
Right.
For being just the coach.
Right.
Aside from their pay for the coach, but that's because they always like, if we build this up, what are we gonna? I said, listen, what did you get from anywhere else? You didn't get nothing. Don't come crying to me.
Right.
Like, I owe you something. Put up some money. I'm gonna eat what you kill, guy. Like, I gotta get the money for this shit. This shit ain't fucking cheap. And I got partners. Again, great partners, and that's why I could pull it off. But do
you have any like performers or anything like that that be coming? Not yet.
What to perform during like halftime or something?
Yeah.
No. Performers at the actual game, yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
To be there to watch the game. Yeah, as fans, yes.
Okay.
Everybody pull up. But my influencer list right now is I got a French Montana, Jada Kiss, Ja Rule.
Hold on, they all own teams?
Yeah, buddy.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, buddy. And remember, this is a league. I'm going to take my league in New York and then leave New York once it's up and running and go do another one. Maybe I come to LA. Mm-hmm. It's about supply and demand of players. If you out here and you're a hooper, how many of you guys never got a job, played D1 ball, but didn't get a job overseas or in the league or whatever it may be? So where are you going? Right. This is your opportunity. That's what the CPL, the reason I created it was that reason. Supply and demand. There's so many players that's nice that couldn't keep going in college even because they had a baby or got in jail, went to jail, came, for a skid bid or whatever, and came, now they back. Right. But things like that, all through the country, in every city, that story exists. If I take this to Chicago, all the big cities for sure, like here, you go to Miami, Atlanta, Detroit, Baltimore. Yeah. I could create my league in each one, and then I have leagues everywhere. Right. And from a marketing standpoint, see, people are not even thinking I'm thinking in these terms. Mm-hmm. But from a marketing standpoint, if I have influences for each one, I got billions of people. Right. That I could actually get to and market a product. We could sell this podcast like crazy. Yeah. Right? Right. I could take product and sell it like crazy, and then what's that worth? It's right. You can't even put a figure on it.
And the crazy thing about it is, there's a lot of young dudes that's in your league, and they still could have action. So I'm the NBA, whatever, coming through your league.
So I'm in the conversation today. One of my meetings I had today, when I came out here, I told you I'm out here for work. I'm moving, but that was one because of Michael Strahan's company, Smack, is very interested in doing this show with me about my league, and then let's take the player and put him on an NBA to give them the opportunity to be on the NBA team. Right. That's dope. Or even in summer league, get a little summer league action and see if they can perform at that level. Right. And then if they do, then get them a job.
You creating opportunities, man.
That's it.
That's dope.
And then we already got our first offer after just one season to get licensed our league to Canada. They wanted. Yeah. Shout out Dave Asper. He's the first one. He said he would love to take the league and bring it to the Winnipeg. He has a team in Winnipeg. He already owns a league out there in a team. He said, but he loves the design of my team, and he said it would thrive out there in Canada.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So basically, you telling me the CPL is not a league, man. It's a movement.
It's coming.
Yeah, I see.
It's coming, and I got to raise more money. If anyone's listening and got some bread and they serious about investing, this is $1 billion business coming. Right. Just give me 3 years, and it's going to be a high 8-figure to 9-figure business. And then once you hit that number, you're right there. The B is next. Right. right. You know exactly. What I'm saying? And then we own it. We control it. I make up all the rules. I'm the commissioner. They call me the Hood. They call me the Hood David Stern. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the commissioner for the league.
That's what's up,
and
man.
I had to take that job. I didn't really want it, but I had to because to build the teams out and the rules out to what's gonna make it thrive. I don't think anyone would have my vision but me, so I had to keep it. And once I get it right, I'll pass it on.
Okay, so
But the league is everything right there, man.
once again, man, congratulations on another great business venture.
Yeah,
feel me?
thank you. I mean, it's having a great impact on culture already. New York is on fire about it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to bring it into next city.
Right.
Because I know they're gonna love it
What's
even
gonna
more.
happen? What's
I
gonna
know
happen?
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen real soon,
They gonna
too.
love it even more, P. Because I know one thing, New York, we tough on everything. LA is similar. Like the big city. When I go, let me go to Baltimore with this shit. Let me go to Atlanta with this shit.
Right.
Let me go to North Carolina.
Right.
And I'm targeting places that I already know the players exist.
Yeah.
They just got nowhere to go.
Right.
Man,
Got you.
the fan base
It's
is
about
gonna
to
be
bubble.
crazy.
It's about to bubble.
And then I added influencers, so when we start promoting, who not gonna want to see this shit? And
Right.
the games is fire.
Right.
And it's all how I structured the rules, because I watch the NBA and I see their flaws.
Right.
You know, if you watch the playoffs, you see how physical they let them play? Because they know they got to do that.
Yeah.
People want to see that competition.
Right.
We don't want to see you just shooting threes and it's no one D'ing you and shit like that. That's
Right.
whack.
So
My
what
game, I don't have zones. One-on-one. Man up, nigga. Everybody get arm's distance to your player.
Yeah.
Unless you double team.
Right.
If not, it's a foul. It's a tech after the second one. Illegal defense is one, and the second one is free.
Hold on, wait. Explain it to me again.
It's the original rules for NBA. One-on-one. Every man had to man up, and they went to zone later.
But what you said about the tech, though?
Oh, if you not D'ing up and you just laying back and you not in arm's distance, that's a tech.
So you got to be up on them the whole time.
You fucking right.
Oh, so that's why they tripping. Like, cause I was watching, I'm like, damn, they playing aggressive as a
Super
mug.
physical. You know, and the players, they love it. And if you ain't ready for that, you want to play this little sissy ball.
No
used
soft
to,
shit.
You gonna get served. Over
Hey, look, if y'all want to play soft, if y'all want to be flopping and shit,
Yeah.
the CPL ain't for you,
It
man.
ain't for you. It ain't for you.
That's dope. That's dope. I
But we,
didn't even know that,
we
man.
promote our players, everything. You know, that's something they don't get.
Yeah.
You know, all of the players, I talk to every one of them. This shit is dope. I created a fucking dope league, and it's time to, you know, I've been doing street ball for 4 decades, over 4 decades inside of Dykeman basketball, Rucker Park, all of these kind of iconic brands and names. You see, I got my Dykeman shorts on. You kidding me?
Right.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's that. It's like, and that's what the fuck it is. Like, all I had to do was take it. So I always would tell Kenny. Kenny's the owner of Dykeman. I said, man, it's never the same inside.
Right.
How can I keep it the same? And I would say, I gotta keep it inside the same as outside.
Right.
It can't, you know, playing in the park and that freedom.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm missing with the CPL, the weed smoke.
Right.
In the parks, they chiefing like crazy.
Right.
You see the clouds of smoke going up crazy.
Yeah.
But I can't do that in the building, but I'm working on it.
Why you can't do it?
Because they don't let you smoke in these buildings. In the buildings, it's illegal. Like most of the places, illegal. But I'm working on it because I'm going to build a ventilation system designed specifically for a section that I will box in that you could smoke. So now you're going to be inside and you could chief. Oh man, forget it.
VIP section. Yeah, it's up.
Niggas is crazy. Niggas gonna go crazy.
Yeah, they gonna go crazy.
It's gonna be crazy because all I gotta do that. I guarantee when I do that, I guarantee the NBA does it.
Yeah,
they're gonna want it.
They gonna do it sooner or later.
The arenas are gonna want it because weed is legal. It's legal. Let niggas smoke.
Can you imagine you going to an NBA game and everybody up there blow?
Could you imagine the price you gonna charge for those seats?
Right.
They gonna pay for that ventilation system. I'm
Can
talking
you
about.
imagine? Can you imagine the players?
Come on, you know, when I look at business, I look at a lot of people and they just not creative.
Right.
They get stuck in their box and they just want to be safe and nah, nigga, I ain't with that. I want to take chances and risks and calculated risks. Right?
Yeah,
This
fuck
is
all that
not
bullshit.
just like I'm just saying crazy shit. I understand my culture, and I know they want to smoke when they watching that game,
Right.
or they gotta leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This game that I'm building is for us. It's for our culture. Not saying that it won't convert
Right.
to the other side. They're gonna love it.
Right.
They love everything else we do. What the fuck?
Right.
Yeah, they gonna love this too.
Yeah.
New players for them to be like, hey, little Johnny, look at Doozy. He's amazing. Yeah.
I can dig it.
You know what I'm saying?
So look, you like a serial entrepreneur, man.
I am.
Cause now
Forever.
I want to talk about adventures.
Yeah.
Come
go
on.
keep it rolling,
Come on,
baby.
Chris. Come on, Chris.
Soundtracks out on Adventure Music.
Come on, man. You actually empowering young artists out here.
That's to me.
own their own music, to own their future
And
and,
how to
everything,
do it.
man.
And how to do it. And right now, I got my team. Shout out Love More. Shout out Steve, Dex, building out another part to this business for the Adventure Music. Game changer. Oh man, game changer. When I get that up, yeah, for sure. You know, when I look at the music industry, niggas it's really lost and they stuck.
Right.
And the labels don't give a fuck.
Right.
That's the facts. The labels don't give. There's too many artists. How about that today?
Yeah.
Like when we came through, it wasn't as many artists as it is today. There's no room for everybody in the label system.
Right.
So you have to go to a DSP that's going to distribute your music and get your music out there.
Right. So what was the gap that you seen in the music industry that made you want to create this platform?
It wasn't the gap. It was the rape and pillage that labels do. And I was like, there's got to be a better way.
Right.
When you know the business like I do, and you understand that the way it's supposed to flow, yeah, it's fucked up.
Because I know you done ran through the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you see how they block and how it's fucked up. But I understand it too. See, that's the part most people don't get. I understand why labels move the way they do. It's just business.
Yeah.
If you was running and owned that business, you'd probably move exactly how they're moving.
Right.
Because it's the best way for them.
Right.
So, you know, how many people care about someone else, you know?
Yeah.
And what they doing and how they get to their business success. They don't give a fuck.
Right.
And that's what labels just took that position, and they just protecting their own, like what they need, and that's it. So I get it. It doesn't mean it's fair.
Right.
And it's really not fair because most of the artists, 99% of them don't understand the business. So it's just what it is. They only scratch the surface and they think they got something. There's so much more.
Right. It's a lot of young artists out there signing contracts out of desperation. You know what I mean? They just want to be on, or they want to get a little bit of that pocket change that they think that's not a 360. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
what would be your advice to them?
You're not going to like this answer. Live with it, nigga. You make your bed, you lie in it.
Right.
See? Again,
that's how that shit is, though.
That's real life. You cannot say, damn, I need this, and then do it. And as soon as you do it, man, I don't want to do it. No, that's what the paper is about. Yeah. You signing, that's what you're doing.
It always struck me like it made me think about these artists out here. Like, why are you so mad at the label when, nigga, you the one that signed the contract?
You thought it was good when you put your name on it. How about that? Because you wouldn't. If you didn't think it was good, why'd you do it?
Right.
If you thought it was good enough when you signed it,
right,
and all of a sudden it's not good enough. But sometimes you might have to look in the mirror and find the culprit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And no one want to do that. I'm just a person that I'm not gonna beat around the bush with this shit. Mm-hmm. I'm a believer. If you sign that deal and you took it, you honor it.
Yeah, push through.
Nothing's forever. Get through it. You get popping, change the deal.
Right.
I'm not telling you to live with it, but at this point, when you sign, you're at this level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you thought it was a fair deal when you signed it. Are you at a higher level when you change?
Right.
That's the question, because in business, that's what everyone's supposed to do.
Right.
Success, you go back to the people you're dealing with and say, new deal, I can't stay at that level. I'm no longer that person, that company, that business. Nobody in their right mind is going to say, we don't care, get the fuck away from me, it stays the same.
Right.
They want to make money, they want to grow, they want longevity. Now, there are exceptions to that rule, but the reality is majority is not going to want to, they're going to want to change your deal to make you happy, to keep you.
Right.
But you got to be popping. They don't do that for a nigga that ain't popping, nigga.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't get it fucked up with what I'm saying. You got to be popping. And believe me, they helps you get popping too.
Right.
It ain't you did it by yourself. So you got to respect certain things. And then again, no deal is forever.
Right.
So honor your time and then switch it out.
I could do that.
That's it. I tell everyone, honor your time, switch it out.
That was some real nigga shit though.
Listen, no one wants to ever say it. It's weird.
Nigga said deal with it, nigga.
Deal with it.
Period.
Why'd you sign, nigga?
Straight up.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Right.
No one put a gun to your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You needed that money? Okay. That's the reason. Well, now you're stuck in a shitty deal.
Right.
Why'd you do it? That's the problem. No one's ever telling these artists, it's your fault. I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come crying over here, nigga. No one did shit for me and my brother coming through. Nobody.
Yeah, I got it out the mud.
Yeah. Making those mistakes and dealing with it. Now, I'm giving you advice. Don't sign if you don't think it's good. If it's a good deal, you sign. If you think it's good enough for who you are at that moment. Remember, you don't start at the top, you get to the top.
Right, right.
At that moment, that could be the beginning of you getting to your place. They might have things that they could do that you can't do that's going to help you get there.
Yeah.
Fair exchange is no robbery, but you got to know what a fair exchange is, because most people they bias to the deal, thinking, "Oh, I'm worth more." You ain't worth
really
shit,
not.
my nigga.
Right, right.
You're a dime a dozen, nigga. I get another 10 of you like this. Easy. That's the way the labels look at it and feel. And the artists, if they don't understand that, they're in a bad place.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Clash TV.
Yeah, it's still
Clash TV. Come on, Chris.
Come on, Clash TV. So I look
sports,
at Clash,
culture, community. Come on, man. Everything on that thing.
Everything. And when I look at Clash TV and what it represents, all of these, I cover all the parks. Games you can't see unless you're in the park. So LA, come on, y'all should be supporting this, watching this shit. Go to Clash TV, and watch the games, watch these shits. Right. See, I will come out here once I get sponsors. I'll come to LA and do it.
It's the type of subscription.
And let New York say go. It's free.
It's a free
app. Free app. I spend
Clash TV.
I'm 5 years.
Clash TV.
Yes. Okay. I've been in Clash now. This is going in our 6th year. And I streamed all the parts. I streamed the Drew League. Yeah. They had an issue with the Wi-Fi solution and the connection, and that was the only issue that I couldn't get the signal to stream it. Right. Wasn't strong enough in the gyms they play in. But I would love to do them. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Because it's culture. People
have you talked back to the Drew League people about getting cracking?
That's my people.
Okay. Yeah, Drew League is real big out here in this area.
I know. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it was a streaming issue, Wi-Fi. We got to get it. It costs more money. I'm already spending money on my cameraman, the Wi-Fi, the stream, the technology, and no one act like that's real bread. I spent millions of dollars on Clash TV. This is where I get beef with. Like I get mad with the parks because they were supposed to help. We got contracts, and we're supposed to partner together, and I'm supposed to share information of sponsors and things that they might have in relationships. Yeah. So we could get sponsors, and I cut a 50-50 deal. If I make $1 after my expense, we splitting it 50-50. Right. I couldn't make it any fairer than that. I'm out pocket. I said, this ain't charity though. And I said, and it's like I got to constantly remind her they supposed to be promoting and pushing, and they wasn't doing it like they should. And then I took a position this year. I'm gonna go cover some games, but I ain't covering them all.
Right.
You know, but the games is fire. I just covered the MAC. The MAC is in Long Island.
Yeah.
Shout out Andrew. He killed it. Opening day, so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, game's incredible. This is my NBA for the summer.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
So Clash TV, right? What do you think makes Clash TV different from other platforms?
This is the way we stream it, the way we shoot it. We use iPhones.
Y'all shoot it with iPhones?
Yeah, see? So that gives us a little advantage in what we could do, how we could cover things. Mm-hmm. We figured out a technology. Clash TV was a technology company at first that live streamed, that could do live stream.
Right.
So when I see it, shout out Yvonne, he was the founder. Right? When I seen it, I said, man, this should be in the parks. This should be doing our culture. He was doing MMA and stuff. It wasn't impactful. He came out, I showed him the parks, loved it, and that's how I became the co-founder, because I went in a whole different direction. So I'm a co-founder of Clash TV. I'm a founder of all those other entities you was mentioning.
Right.
You know, like I'm a co-founder with Murder Inc. Like, you know what I'm saying? And man, I'm a serial entrepreneur. That's the best way I could put it. I don't know. You said it, but that's what I call myself.
Yeah.
I see things. I understand the space, and I understand how to penetrate the market to get the exposure, or to turn it into a business.
Yeah.
Clash TV, in my opinion, is huge, and I got it at a very. It took a lot of tweaking.
Yeah.
And I got it to a cost-effective place.
Okay.
And if you want Clash to come film your shit, it don't have to cost a lot, and you could get it. Some people might have something they want to stream. Get the money. Let's get the sponsor. It's additional eyeballs. So if my beef with the parks is you had, let's say, Nike. Let's use them for an example. In your park, Nike's paying you. Keep it simple, $50,000 for the summer, whatever.
Yeah.
But you only get so X amount of people in that park. You can't put another person there. That's all you get and they're willing to give you 50. I said, well, that's how they figured out the culture and everything, and they gave you a number. Mm-hmm. I could 10x that number. I got 100x that number. So what should Nike put up? Connect me to Nike, and let's figure out how to do these types of deals to get more money from sponsors, because now they're in a digital space, not just the physical space of the park.
Right.
So now we could reach more people, and that's how they pay. That's why they spend money in marketing.
Gotcha.
How many eyeballs you could get. How many eyeballs can you get here is how you going to get more money.
Right.
Same thing. So, but the parks are nervous that I'll make the sponsors mad, and then they won't sponsor them no more. Hold your nuts, niggas.
Hold your nuts.
Fuck out of here. That's a real vibe, though, and that's part of the problem.
Right.
They don't want to lose what they already have, but I already told the parks when we talk, I said, y'all got nowhere else to go. You're undervalued. They will never pay you the right price. Mm-hmm. You stuck. The minute you beef, they're threatening, well, we don't want to do it. We'll go across the street to a different park.
Right.
And no one wants to deal with that. I get that, but you can't be afraid, and you got to understand the value of what you are. And I said, I'm not going to go against you. I'm going to stand with you. So I told them, because I didn't want to make them feel like I'm trying to cannibalize their business.
Right.
I said, we figured out and bust down. 50-50, less expenses. I got a big expense.
Right.
With the cameras and everything. Mm-hmm. And when you're doing it every day in every park, that shit's expensive.
Right.
So I had to lower the amount of games and stuff, because I'm not in that business for charity. That business, it could be a huge money maker and earner, but until I get to the brands and sponsors, I'm stuck.
Got you.
But I need cooperation. And when niggas don't cooperate, what are you gonna do?
Right. So
I love that you got all these notes. I like that.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
I do my research, man.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? I do my research. I don't want to be on here just winging it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's certain stuff that's going, you say, okay, I can wing it off of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Trigger something else.
Sure.
But, you know, for the most part, I got my notes, man.
That's what's up.
So, you and your brother, man, Irv, y'all built like one of the most dominant record labels of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you think back in the Murder Inc. days, all the grind, the hits, the artists and all that stuff. What moment?
I almost took it for granted at some point.
Yeah. What out of all that grind and the hits, the artists, everything y'all been through, what moment stands out the most to you? That's the most memorable to you?
I don't want to use the trial, but that's so impactful, right? When you say the most, your life's on the line.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing else was like that.
Yeah.
It's even worse when you didn't do what they saying and you stuck.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But for me, other than that, if I stay positive from a music standpoint, I love the creation of the music and the journey of getting, once you made it, the plotting out how to get it to pop off.
Got you.
And watch it happen.
Yeah.
Nothing better than that.
Got you.
Nothing better than you saying, okay, we got to do X, Y, Z for this record. And then we go out and do X, Y, Z, and that shit,
right.
You're like, man, we had it right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's
Right.
nothing better than that feeling in music. So for me, that's always the best. And we have a lot of moments because we had a lot of hit records.
Yeah. Got a whole lot
of number ones. A lot of number
My
ones.
My childhood was going crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's something that, you know, when you take for granted, like, niggas can't say they had number one records in the country.
Right.
They might have had the best number one record in hip hop.
Yeah.
Now we beating out pop artists, rock and roll bands, everything.
Right.
That's Murder Inc.
And that's and the crazy thing about it is like
Irv's in the Guinness Book of records for the longest
you think I don't
run
know?
at number one.
Not just number one, but this artist, with this artist, with that artist, with that. Come
That's
on,
a
man.
big fact. That's a
Come
big
on,
fact.
man. I'm paying attention, Chris. Come
That's
on,
a
man.
big fact. So again, when you think of that standpoint, like Murder Inc., we was going crazy.
Yeah.
But it's again plotting on the record. Why? And it's really Irv with most of this. He's plotting on the marketing of the record after he makes it.
Right.
He's like, oh man, we could now strategy this, and do that. And then the challenge is, okay, you said it, now do it.
Right.
And we was going and doing it.
And y'all was executing them goals.
Yeah. And it was, again, it's a big team.
Yeah, because
you only as good as your team.
Right, because I know you started off managing Irv and his boys, like the Def Crew or something like that.
DF Crew.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yes, Romeo, Razel, and Irv.
Yeah, so
Razel is Godfather and all, his best beatbox ever.
Okay.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's big. He was with the Roots and all that. He's big. He tours and does shit all to this day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, as a beatbox.
Oh, shit.
And the nigga's better than ever.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, so you started off managing them.
Yeah.
And I heard you started selling Irv beats for $5,000.
Oh, that's when we get to, you know, it's funny, they talked about Top Dog. Irv's company is called Top Dog Productions. I know y'all have Top Dog out here.
Yeah, Top Dog Entertainment, TDE.
TDE.
Yeah.
Entertainment, Irv's Top Dog Productions. But,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So Irv was like, I need help to manage the beats, and he wasn't selling a lot. And I said, how much you got? How much you making? He said, $5,000 a beat. I'm not taking less than $5,000. I wouldn't think of that.
Yeah.
So I started working, and he had one dude, Little Rob, shout out Rob, producing for him. But Rob didn't make quantity, but he made quality. Rob would make 4 beats, we selling at least 3. You know what I'm saying? It was, that's the ratio.
A good percentage.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Lil Rob, that was his number. When he made a beat, typically it was gone.
What was the timeline though? Like if he made 4 beats, how long did
Not
it take?
fast enough.
Yeah.
So we're in the business, we got to serve niggas.
Right.
Tracks.
Right.
If you want
The
to really
fiends is
grow.
coming.
Yeah, once you make one, everyone wants one.
Yeah.
I would tell Rob, if you make this one record and it's a hit, give me like 10 more that sound similar. I'm gonna move all 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's business. I'm just gonna move them.
Yeah.
But I get there in 5,000 and I go back to Irv and I said, nigga, we don't got no inventory, bro. What you mean? Rob made, I said, it's not enough. I'm moving these beats and we don't got nothing to sell.
Right.
So what you saying? I said, I'm gonna hire more producers. I don't care what you do, I'm not going lower than 5,000.
He was serious about that 5,000.
I said, I got you, nigga. I know that already.
Yeah.
And then I just started pushing the number up. 10,000, 15, 25, 50.
I heard you went up to 250.
250.
Is that the highest number?
It was 250,000 and 6 points, which means we was taking an extra point from the writer.
Damn.
Yeah.
Eating. Off of one beat.
One beat. And niggas was buying them just like it was water.
And how long did the beat take to make?
Well, we had so many producers, I wouldn't know.
It was just
They
easy.
just sending me. We had a studio, Crack House Studios. We was all in the studio banging out with a lot of producers. Because if you in the studio, let's say we got 3 rooms, I got everyone. You gotta wait, so they would work from home, and they would just send me the beat.
Damn.
Or bring it up on a DAT tape. I go through all the beats. That's fire. Save it. That one. So I was always a person. All the music you hear from Ernie, 95% is I picked it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a fact.
That's
Irv would come out here and say, yo, we about to make Jazz album, send me some beats. If I picked the wrong beats, we don't have them hit records.
Right.
Or they had to make new ones. I've sent them beats and Irv go crazy.
So, were you like the ears of Murder Inc. as far as sound? Or would you say it was both of y'all?
It's a combination. You know what else I did? Irv trusted my ears so much. When we mixed and mastered, he would have me be the final word if he didn't do it. And Irv was very particular of who could listen to and tell him, man, you gotta turn that bass up, the highs is to this or whatever, that hi-hat is. I did that for sure.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point, he just sent me, he knew he could trust me.
Right.
And then he would listen to it after I did it and like, yeah, that's it.
Damn.
That's a big fact. That's something that people don't know that he did with me. But I did all of that, for sure. I was definitely in control of all the music. I'll give you a story. Steve Stout, he come in my office one day. He said, where's Irv? I said, oh, he's in Miami. He sees a big safe. I got a big safe on the floor. He said, damn, that's a big safe. I said, what you got in there? I started laughing. I said, hit records. He said, what you mean? I said, it's all the beats. Because I had all my producers giving me the music, so I would have them in the safe. And I opened it up, I showed it to him. He said, where's Irv? I said, he's in Miami. Who's with him? I don't know, he's by himself. He said, so the guy that makes all these records that's in your safe, that you're protecting, but you don't got no one with him. And I said, from that day on, I made sure someone was on Irv every day.
You gotta protect them.
If I'm gonna protect the music. See, I took a lot of pride in what we did because back then it was bootlegging. We never got bootleg. Because I had control of all the masters, everything. I would leave the studio with them. No one had nothing but me. So only time that when we would get bootleg, it would be a short amount of time, because when you go to the master lab and you mastered that album, someone could have a copy.
Right.
And that's how they would get a copy. But we already put in the album right after I mastered, the album's coming out. So you got a week.
You got a week.
You got a week, bitch.
You got a week. You got a week to make that little bit of change.
Yeah. So that was really the max. But most of the time we didn't get bootleg at all, because I protected the masters. And and again, that's because I had that safe, and every session, if Herb was out in Enterprise, I'm coming and getting the rails from Enterprise. But I left nothing behind. Everything comes with me.
Right.
So it was a lot of work, but I did all of that shit, and it probably had a positive effect because we didn't get bootleg.
Yeah.
Everyone got bootleg back then.
Right.
Everyone.
Right.
So I took
you
pride in
babysitting that shit up. Got you fucked up.
Yeah. Mixing records. Give me my shit. No debts. No nothing. No one could come in the room. If I had to do 2 days, I lock the doors. If I leave, everyone's out. Everyone out, and I keep the doors locked.
Yeah, that's dope. But it's good to have somebody like that on the team, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, Herb knew he didn't have to think about these things, because if it wasn't me doing it, he would have had to think about it, because I'm sure something might have fucked up, and who did that? Nah, I'm not letting none of that happen.
Right. So, back to the indictment. How do you think it affected the label when y'all start going through all that type of shit? How do you think the indictment affected the label?
Took away a 9-figure business. These niggas know what they did. These 9 figures. And then everyone, they'll say 50. And I'm like, take away John, I'm still 9 figures with Ashanti and everything we was doing. It's not bad.
Right.
I pay the bills with that kind of money.
Hell yeah. Shit, pay more of the bills.
Keep the lights on. You can keep the lights on with that kind of money.
Yeah.
That's the facts of what the feds did. And it's calculated. Think they hit all our houses at the same time. That's calculated.
Right.
6 a.m, they raiding everybody's, the office, the houses, everybody. That's not a mistake. They know what they're doing.
Right.
This chess, not checkers.
Right.
And if you don't understand that, you lost. And once you understood it, now you could kind of figure out ways to counter their move.
Right.
But how do you get back the business they took from you? And Universal, my partner, cooperated with the government. So how you expect them to come fuck with me?
Yeah, how was it? I heard about that, man. So Universal, which is y'all business partners.
Yep.
How was they working with the feds against y'all?
I give you a story. We in the middle of our trial, we're running out of cash to pay for everybody. We didn't want to sell houses to get the money to pay, right? That's fucking terrible. And Universal owes us a ton of money. That's due us. That's but they wasn't paying us, and for months. And we found out later that they was told, if you helping them boys, we're gonna come help get you. And dive in your books and all your crookedness. And Universal basically stopped paying us and breaking the rules, because how you gonna fight the government and then them? How am I gonna sue them to get my money? They know what's up. And we get through all of this shit, and then we find out that this shit was hard, man. It's crazy when I think about it, because it make you want to hurt something.
Right.
But they was blocking, and then we're in the middle of our trial, and they come in and say, we'll give you the money that we owe you. We'll give you the money we owe you. But if you go to jail, we own Murder, Inc.
What?
It's 99% conviction in the Fed system.
Right.
It's how stupid me and Irv we signed it. Just to get our money that was due us, so we could pay everybody and all the bills and everything. They cut the check, and they was praying we went to jail. But what kind of partner would do that to you?
Right.
Like, if you go to jail, I'm taking everything. And you want me to give you the money that I owe you? Well, if I do that, I'm taking everything. That's not a partner. That's criminal, is what it is.
Right.
And That's what they did. We signed it while we were sitting in the courtroom. We signed all of the docs to get our money. But if we lose, they would own Murder Inc.
So during you guys' indictment inside the court, y'all was dealing with that as well, or was this something separate?
1,000% in the courtroom while we in the middle of our trial. You know, I'm bad. I don't even remember how long the trial was. Well, let's say it was 3 weeks. This is like 2 weeks in, and this is what we dealing with.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember how long the trial is. I should remember that, but I don't.
So, my question is, you guys got acquitted.
Yeah.
So, I know you said they said if you go to jail, they own Murder Inc.
So when we win, we own the masters 100%.
Okay.
We owned everything 100% after we win.
Okay.
So they fucked. Pissed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You understand?
Karma.
Yeah, but again, they got they. It is.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Irv, he had a great deal set up by Ron Sweeney and Brian Robinson, our attorneys at the time for music, not our legal attorneys, for, you know what I'm saying, music attorneys, where we would have kept ownership and they would have put up a nice little check for us to run everything. To which someone in the Universal system coerced Irv into leaving Ron and Brian, our best two attorneys, and going with someone else, a guy named Donald Passman. Donald Passman is the guy that wrote the book on how the music industry. He was Janet Jackson's attorney. He's a big attorney. And they told him, you do this, Irv, you're going to get an incredible deal with Universal. They're going to give you way more money, blah, blah, blah. He's going to... Oh, bullshit. Irv did it, though. And got a lot more money, but no more owning the masters of 100%. Back to the 50-50, which is what we originally was, a 50-50 deal.
Right.
So Irv thought it was cool, but they also put in little things that he wasn't told about, where we can't go back and check records. No accounting for anything from that day backwards.
What?
Yeah, because they're covering up the criminal acts that they had. And there's a loophole. I would probably still sue these niggas right now. Irv never wanted to do it. But they owe us hundreds of millions of dollars from money due us, not because anything like I'm suing them. No, this is money we generated that was supposed to be paid. It's got to be $150 to $200 easy.
Damn. Now you said you can't go back and check the records.
Well, that's what they made us sign. I think there's a loophole in the law where if you know you had created a criminal activity, right? And you could kind of coerce someone to not knowing it existed to block it or something like that. Yeah. It could get overridden. So we're looking into all of that as we speak. Nah, that shit is super fucking disgusting.
Now, how do that make you, just talking about it right now,
yeah,
how do that make you feel?
It goes back to the fact that I always played my role in everything, meaning Irv is the end-all be-all for Murder Inc. Yeah. He's the boss. You know, we had business cards. His card said the boss. What did my card say? Underboss. I was the underboss for Murder Inc. Right. And that means I have to report to Irv. It's his shit. Yeah. And I did that. So when he didn't want to do it, I got to fall back, even if I wanted to. Right. So when you say how to make me feel, it makes me feel disgusted that that's what they took from us, that we earned and owned. And the biggest fight I have is because Irv's not here. Do I do what he didn't want when he was here?
What do you feel you should do?
get a gun and go ballistic.
I can dig
Let a
it though.
nigga have it. Like, it's sucker shit, and they think it's business, and it's vicious. It's vicious.
Yeah.
You know, we had a joint venture, 50-50 profit joint venture, and we never received $1 in our profit share.
Not $1.
Not $1. I ran the entire company. Every check is signed by me. You go through the trial, I don't need to make nothing up. Every check is signed by Chris, except for my checks to me. Irv signed to me. So I handled all the business. We never received a profit. If we got an advance on the albums we're about to put out, that's all that was. See, we hold many hats. We was the label, we was the production company, we're the producer. Irv is also a producer and a writer, so they got to deal with all those entities, and they didn't want to do that. They wanted to lump up Irv as one entity. Oh, we're giving them, no, you can't do that. Then they want to cross-collateralize all the money to say, well, this is from here, so it should cover there. No, it don't work that way. And we would fight with them over this shit forever, and Irv never wanted to go all the way.
Why do you think he never wanted to go all the way?
His relationships. It's simple. Leo is one of the people he would have to go at. He didn't want to do that. Doug Morris, he didn't want to do that. He had relationships. At least he thought they was real, and they weren't real.
So Leo and Doug Morris, he didn't want to go at it with them because of the relationship, but they was fucking y'all over.
Big time, Holmes.
Damn, man.
You ever had your shit pushed in?
Damn, man. Old Trinity, man.
Yeah, I had my shit pushed in big time, Holmes. A big fact, yo.
Yeah, so
nah, the shit was medieval what they did, man.
yeah.
And again, you learn things. Like, I'm not gonna act like I knew everything I know now. In that moment, I didn't.
Right.
But when I went to get, oh my God, it makes me sick. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. And like I said, it ain't a little bit, it's a lot.
I mean, it gotta be a lot. It's Ashanti, man. It's Ja Rule. Shit, Lord.
Let's say,
man, come on, man.
Let's do this real quick. Let's say, I'll use a number that's safe. 30 million records sold.
Yeah.
Times 10. $300 million. If I spent to make those albums, fuck it, $100 million, I'm far from that. But let's go over the top. Let's give it $100 million. That leaves $200 million. I'm entitled to $100 million profit.
Right.
And they would keep 100 for themselves. And I never seen $1. It's just simple when you get down to it.
Right.
Like, all the advances and all that, we never seen $100 million of advances.
All added up together?
Yes, all added up together.
Never seen 100.
Never.
Damn.
This is because, it's, again, the game is different. 5s and 7s and 12s.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting there. We didn't do 10 albums with Ja. You understand?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Where's the money?
Right.
The billing is undeniable. I'm certified. What is it? RIA certified for $30+ million. It's bigger than that, but let's just use 30, and that's $10 million. I mean, times 10. That's $30 million. I'm not even counting singles.
Yeah.
I'm not counting singles. I'm counting Ja Rule, Ashanti, Lloyd, Irv, Gotti Presents, because those albums did well.
Right.
30 million sold. How much money did they give us? All right, fuck it, 150 million. You still owe me 75, bitch.
Right.
Like, don't get it fucked up. Fuck it, 200 million spent.
Right.
Where's $50 million? You understand? It's different, bro.
Right.
And I would go through this with Irv, and he just didn't want to do it.
Right.
But I'm investigating certain rules right now.
Right.
You know,
It ain't over.
That's a big fact. It ain't over.
It ain't over till it's over.
It's a fact.
So you had a real good relationship with Supreme McGriff.
Yeah, Kemp,
You know what I'm
Supreme McGriff.
Yeah, so like his name.
Free Preem.
Yeah, Free Preem, man.
Shout out Prince. He home too.
So his name holds a lot of power.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it holds a lot of controversy as well.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
How do you think that affected you with your business?
Listen to me. It's part of the trial.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone always asks me when I did something different. I said if I did something different, then I was doing something wrong.
Right.
Because if I did everything from a good place, the right place, and change it, then it got to be from a wrong place. So, again, Preem didn't do nothing wrong.
How did y'all end up rocking with each other?
Irv met him at a Cash Money Click video with Ja Rule and his guys, Chris Black and Otha, and they shooting a Get the Fortune, Fuck the Fame video right in one of his shops that he owned in the South Side. We're Hollis dudes, so we didn't really fuck with South Side niggas at all.
Yeah.
So, and shit got real. He meet Irv and him just kept meeting up, and Irv was always calling me, telling me how it's going. And he was like, the nigga's cool. He asked me, can I make a movie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it became cool. And the rest is history, really. That's my brother right now.
So was the relationship tighter, like after Irv introduced y'all? Did you and Supreme get closer to him?
Irv definitely, his relationship with Preem made me as a big brother, making sure Preem ain't doing no funny shit. Me and Preem spoke about all this shit, so he know I was always very clear, like watching his move, making sure that, you know, he's on the up and up. Right. First of all, we're from Hollis, he's from Southside.
Right.
I'm not a gang member, but I was a Hollis crew. Hollis crew, all we did was fight niggas from Southside. Right. So he's the king of Southside. Why would I think he's gonna be cool with my brother? Like, right. So I had to keep my eye on him. But to his credit, that nigga was 100%. Right. And nothing was wrong, nothing. And everyone always asked me, I was like, Preem helped murder him. Yeah. Just his name and reputation. So you gotta. Now, did we understand the repercussions of what was gonna happen? The feds was gonna wanna get him, and because we're next one, they want us to, whatever. I don't fucking know. We didn't know that. Right. Because we're not doing nothing wrong. We're making records. Right. Hit records, making a lot of money. And we're thinking, it's cool. You know, they was basically telling us we can't be friends with this nigga. Like, how you could tell me who to be a friend with? Right. Well, if you're with him, you're gonna go to jail too. That's what they would tell us. You know, they said we take him. They gave me a scenario like he's a big drug dealer, killer, and all of this shit. And he went to jail. Now he's home, and he was like, he's just like fish to water. He's gonna go right back to doing what he does. And if you stay next to him, you're gonna be right with him. Right. They used to come to my house to talk to me all the time. Trying to get me to say something or whatever. And I was just, my lawyer, Shagel, was like, don't talk to him. I said, I'm not talking. I want to hear what they got to say. Right. He's like, don't let them in. I would open the door, go back to bed, and they would sit in my living room until I woke up. What the fuck? I swear on everything. It was crazy. Man, what if they would put some fucking bugs? Yeah, little recording devices. All they gonna hear is me with whatever I'm doing, but I ain't doing nothing wrong. See, right. You only gotta worry about shit if you fucking doing something wrong. Right. That's why I said I ain't gonna change nothing. I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I stayed on the side of right. Right. I feel that's why God blessed us with the win. Right? Right. That's a blessing. Even how many niggas, especially with the feds. How many niggas in jail that was innocent and is in jail? Right. I kept my karma clear, man. That's why I really believe that. Because there's no unexplained. It's unexplainable that we win with all the bullshit they put on us. We was charged with over 20-something charges. And originally my lawyer got all of them no during motion hearings. Yeah. That's when you see the value of a fucking incredible lawyer.
Right.
All those charges got down to 2 charges. How you gonna beat the feds and you got 20 plus charges?
Right.
That's why even off subject, Diddy, with them dropping charges, is in his favor.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Right.
His favor. Because it shows incompetence of the fucking grand jury. of the prosecutors.
Right.
That they couldn't put together a fucking case. So
right.
why should the people believe them for anything?
Right.
That they charged this man with all that shit, got him locked up in jail. I sit there and say he's a billionaire or close to it. Puts him in less than 1% of the world. Mm-hmm. Less than 1%. And this nigga sitting in jail like he's a real killer. I thought they had a case. I'm like, man, they ain't giving him bail. He's fucked. He got something. They got something on him.
Right.
All they got on him is the oil and Cassie. That's it. And a little bit of the big boy to come on his bullshit. Like, think about it, man.
Yeah.
What chance we got if they keeping that nigga in jail?
Come on, man.
For what we heard. I keep saying to this day, they got to be more. They were supposed to let that man fight his case from home with his family. He's not a flight risk. Take his passport or whatever. He ain't going nowhere. He's fucking Diddy. He's fucking what's he gonna change his face? Right. Fuck out of here, yo. They did him dirty. Just from that part alone. Whether he's guilty or not is solely separate. But that man was supposed to be home to fight his case. Not sitting in MDC. Right. In Brooklyn. That's crazy.
That's cold. How do you feel Supreme helped you personally and professionally?
Well, one of the first things I got from Preem, I was meeting him one day, and we supposed to meet at like 3:00. I'm like, I'll beat you there. And he's there, and I'm not. I got caught in some traffic, and I ain't calling to tell him, right? And I'm like, I get there, it's about 20 minutes, almost 25 minutes late. Nothing crazy, but that man is very disciplined. Yeah. And he said to me, again, without no pressure, he just said to me, do you think your time is more than mine? I said, what you talking about, man? I'm late. I was coming, I hit traffic. I wasn't trying to be late. I just happened to be late. He said, but I was waiting for you. I said, I know. He said, why didn't you call me? My fault. I should have called you. He said, the only thing we have is the time, and we don't know how much time we have. He said, you can't waste my time, bro. I said, you got to tell me. I could have did some other stuff. And I said, you know what? You're right. And I've never been late. You see, I'm here early. I don't be late no more. And if I am, I'm calling you and saying what happened. Right. Because I won't play with another person's time. So he taught me that lesson in time because that was real. And I understood it. And I hate it when people would leave me stuck. And even though it was only 20-something minutes, it's still 20 minutes. He was like, and he didn't, like I said, he wasn't saying it on no aggressiveness. He was explaining to me, like, I could have went to the store, I could have did something and came back. Mm-hmm. I said, you're right. I understood. And I was like, you're right, my fault. It won't happen no more. And no more. So he taught me those kind of lessons. He's an OG. Yeah. He's super smart. He's been through a lot. Right. When he speaks, he's not wasting his words. You should be listening and paying attention. And that's the thing I learned with him because, his discipline. I mean, there's so many things when you ask me that, aside from his connection to all these different people. And he told me how he got his power. He said it wasn't when he was in Queens. He He says, when I went in jail in the feds, because now I'm dealing with everybody.
Yeah.
They know me, but they don't know me. He said, but there's a dude from Brooklyn that he had that was, again, it's a Brooklyn dude in the feds with him, and he basically was running the jail, a fed jail, and he said, when he came in there right away, he was like, you ain't gonna be doing this. He's telling Preem, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. And Preem was basically like, it was no other choice. Preem, if anyone knows him, he's always the fixer. He don't want it to go there.
Right.
His expression was, if you insist, we will oblige. Mm-hmm. And that was on our signature, all of us. Like, if you insist, we will oblige. Like, we don't want that. We here to get money and have a good time. If you want a problem, we give you the problem. No problem. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's like told that if you insist, we oblige. He was always a gentleman. Always. I never seen it any other way.
Right.
That's what I would tell the feds. Like, what you want me to lie on this man? And I never seen nothing but the righteous nigga.
Right.
Now, I don't know him in the 80s. I knew of him.
Right.
It's a difference.
Right.
And maybe in the middle of him in the street game hustling, he might have been a little more vicious. Mm-hmm. But when he came home after 12 years, he was no longer hustling.
Right.
Everyone that he was associated with was dead or in jail.
Right.
So it's like starting all over. But what he did, he said he banged that dude out in Brooklyn in the feds, and he said after that, everybody across the country came to him in jail. Yo, I'm over here in this city. I'm over here, because you're dealing with the country. You ain't dealing with just your state.
Right.
He said, and that's when he really got his power. He said, and that's when shit went crazy for him.
Right.
But it's interesting because he said it wasn't in the 80s when everyone thinks it was.
Yeah.
He said, I was making money. I was getting $1 million. He's like $1 million something a week and whatever like that. And he's like, that was nothing, but the power came from inside.
Right.
Yeah.
So, movies, Murder Inc., the passing of your brother, all these different business ventures you got. What does legacy mean to you now? I want to finish some of the business my brother started for him. For me personally, I think my legacy is going to be locked in with the culture and the street, not a movie. That's going to be an added value. Right. The work I did inside of all the communities and hoods, I think it speaks for itself. And I think that's gonna be when people, when it's my day, they hit the upper room. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what they're gonna be like. This man did all of these things to help people. Right. Without knowing them, just doing it. Yeah. Now no one could deny that work. Right. And I still, like, that's my legacy. Like, when I see it, it's gonna be like, man, he changed lives. He affected a lot of people. I never really look and reflect, but I know the work I'm doing. Right. Even the CPL, that's big work with basketball players and all their parents and friends thanking me for the league. I know the effect it's having. Right. It doesn't stop. Adventure music. I got so many people that come up to me and tell me how I changed their life, and I don't even know who they are. Yeah. It's crazy. That's a blessing, though. It's a huge blessing. I don't take it for granted. I don't brag about it. I just keep moving and do what I'm doing. As my partner Dex would say, keep doing what you're doing. Right. And that's what I do. That's it. But yeah, I get a lot of that, man. It's weird. And they'll speak to me like it's so vivid and clear on their end. And it's like, damn, how can I not remember that? Yeah. Right. And I'm good with memory. I don't forget faces, but names, I'm bad with names. But yeah, once they tell me the story, I'll remember, but I didn't realize it was affecting them in that way. Right. Everyone goes through their own drama.
So you might hit someone when they're going through something and say a few words that's touching on that point, and they're like, man, this is from God.
Right.
This is a sign.
Right.
But that's real shit. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's what's up. Any last things you want to say?
Yeah, I want to say, make sure you go and watch the movie Ballin'.
Yeah.
And get the soundtrack. We out here.
For sure. Hey,
Yo, Pete, thank you. Thank you.
For sure, Chris, man. Much love, man. Look, I'm P-NiCe. This is the P-NiCe Show on the Creative Players Podcast. We got Chris Gotti in the building, man.
Yes.
Go watch Ballin' on Tubi right now.
You won't be sad.
We out of here.
Created player, created player. Created player, created player.